There's a long list of people I'll never have respect for. Cheaters, drunk drivers, animal abusers, murderers. Yeah, that's right, I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not gonna censor myself. I think you gotta be a real jerk to kill someone. Standing wipers is another one. I don't understand what kind of psychopath would stand up after doing their business to wipe when the toilet seat already spreads your cheeks, giving you the optimal angle of entrance to your butthole. Doesn't make any sense. You're adding extra steps and more of a nuisance. And another thing that I'll never have respect for are pathetic scumbags that abuse the YouTube strike system because their feelings got hurt. And that has been happening quite a bit lately on the platform. It's been an incredible week for little slimy weasels that like to use the YouTube strike system because someone made a video they weren't overly happy about. So I wanted to march on in here and administer some wedgies and shoot spitballs at these fucking dweebs that are doing this disgusting weenie behavior where they're abusing this YouTube system to try and get rid of videos that said not nice things about their content. The first one I want to cover is from this YouTube channel, penguinz0. They received a copyright strike from another YouTuber named The Manny Show. I'll go ahead and play a clip from this video that explains it.
That one of my videos had a copyright takedown, which is very new to my channel. The video in question that was taken down is why everyone hates The Manny Show. And the YouTube automated email says, "Hi penguinz, we received a copyright removal request."
I was unfamiliar with The Manny Show before this situation, and I really missed 30 minutes ago when I was still in ignorant bliss about who this was, because this shit is insufferable. It's a massive YouTube channel that just aims to fill the shorts algorithm with brain rot content to try and farm subs off of it. It sucks. It super sucks. Copyright strikes are a huge deal. It's more than just the video getting taken down. It affects the entire channel. I'm sure all of you are familiar with the strike system on this platform. It's the nuclear option. When someone does that, it's a declaration of war, and that's when things get extremely serious. And it's also an unforgivable sin on the internet. If you ever have that little devil on your shoulder that convinces you to file a copyright strike, just know that blemish is gonna haunt you for the rest of your fucking life on the cyberspace. People don't forget that. So if you're filing a strike on a channel, you better hope that that channel is publicly beheading puppies or something, because otherwise, everyone's going to hate you for it forever. Strikes, in an ideal world, would be reserved for repeat offender channels that are publishing like borderline criminal content. Anything aside from that, and you could just file a normal copyright claim and block. You don't have to choose to strike the channel. You can just take down the video you think is in violation of your copyright or whatever, and have that be that. But when you go the extra step here and put the cherry on top of the shit cake with a strike, then it becomes a huge deal. But in a situation like this, The Manny Show would still very much be in the wrong, even if they took the lesser of two evils and just removed the video without the strike. Because they have no grounds for removing the video whatsoever. They have no legs to stand on. It's a completely fraudulent claim that blatantly abuses YouTube's system. The channel that was struck, penguinz0, is a commentary channel that will play a clip from a piece of content, let it play for like 10 or 15 seconds or so, and then talk about it, giving their commentary on whatever they're going over, whatever the subject is. Looking at the removal request, we can see that 13 seconds of the video was enough to lead The Manny Show to strike the entire fucking channel here. That's some fucking filthy fish paste right there. 13-second clip was enough to have The Manny Show bring the hammer down with the iron fist on the channel, because penguinz0 was saying some less than stellar things about The Manny Show, I guess. But you can't strike someone because your feelings were hurt over what he was saying about your content. That's just not how it works. He hasn't violated any rules at all. You are totally fine to play bits and pieces from other content and then talk about it, transform it with your commentary, your jokes, your input, whatever it is. It's not like penguinz0 took the entire video from The Manny Show and re-uploaded it without adding anything to it, without changing it whatsoever. There was no rules that were broken here, at least not from what I can tell. I also will just never understand this strategy of doing something like this, because as The Manny Show or part of The Manny Show team, you would have to know that penguinz0 or any commentary channel ever would see this and immediately talk about it, because this is just a big no-no. This is like an unwritten rule on YouTube that you don't strike another YouTuber just because they hurt your feelings. that will always backfire on you in the biggest possible way, and it puts all of the eyes on you as the bad guy, as the villain. You won't get support for that. No matter what Penguinz was saying about you, and I can't go watch the video since it's been taken down, but I imagine he was calling him cringe or something. Now you have made things significantly worse for yourself. The video title that got taken down was Why Everyone Hates the Manny Show, and I don't know what the reason behind it was, but I can tell you what it will be now. The reason why everyone hates the Manny Show is because they're very sensitive and file false strikes on other YouTubers' channels. I can now answer that question for why people hate the Manny Show. And that's because of your actions. Not even because of your content, it's because what you've done when someone criticized you. It's fucking stupid. It's so dumb. Speaking of dumb and stupid, we have the actual fucking mascot for those things, Tech Lead here. He is apparently still filing false DMCA claims. I just made a video talking about him. I called it Complete Loser. I went over his last fraudulent strike that he issued on Internet Anarchist. Mudahar posted this on June 29th, so only a couple days ago. This appears to be a screenshot of Tech Lead filing a DMCA takedown request. This is a classic SpongeBob, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man moment. This one is particularly enjoyable though because this means that YouTube automatically declined Tech Lead's attempt to falsely strike another channel. This doesn't happen super often with YouTube, but they do have measures in place to prevent offenders like Tech Lead from abusing these systems once they're made aware of it. So what happens, and I've seen it a couple of times, what happens is you take one of these fucking worms like Tech Lead, they file a takedown removal request. YouTube will then start processing it and realize that this is just a bunch of hooey. So YouTube will actually send you an email making you aware that someone tried to target a particular video for a particular reason. In Mudahar's case, that video from a Tech Lead segment. And they tell you that they are not going to take any action because they believe it's fair use, but they want to put it on your radar in case you want to do something with that information. The reason they state is in case you want to delete it just to be safe to avoid any kind of like legal ramifications if they decide to go above the YouTube strike system. So they just give you that information so that way you can plan your next steps accordingly, whether it's deleting the video or contacting the party directly. So that's why Mudahar has that copy there of the Tech Lead DMCA. It's because YouTube thought it was such a load of barnacles that they didn't even bother fucking with it. They just threw it into the trash pile right away, but sent a copy to Mudahar to basically use as toilet paper if he wants. That is so poetic for Tech Lead. YouTube won't even take him seriously anymore. I'm surprised they haven't taken legal action against him since he has openly on record admitted to abusing their system, which is a legal problem. That is actually him admitting to some very bad activity that YouTube could absolutely slap him for. And I think they probably will. This is leading me to believe that YouTube is now very much aware of Tech Lead and what he's doing, and I really think YouTube might take actual action against him for this garbage. Now maybe I'm huffing copium like crack here, but it really to me does seem like YouTube might do something. They're declining his DMCAs without even bothering to process them anymore because they must be aware that this is just bogus. Like it's fake, fraudulent. So maybe they'll do something against Tech Lead. I think they absolutely should. And this has nothing to do with his false DMCA takedown strike crusade that he's going on, but I have to talk about this because it was so pathetic. A few nights ago, actually by this point it's probably like 5 or 6 nights ago, maybe even like a week ago, I'm losing track of time, everything's blending together. But I was streaming Elden Ring, I was playing the DLC, and I saw Tech Lead poke his curious little head up in my chat. And he would cheer on whatever boss I was fighting at the time, like, go get him, demon guy, beat his ass, that kind of thing. You called me a complete loser? Well, look at you, you're dying to this Elden Ring boss, loser. And nobody in the chat even noticed he was there. He's such an insignificant fly that even his attempts to try and stir up shit in the chat didn't work. It just flew under the radar because no one gives a fuck about him. But I saw him because I'm always paying attention to the chat. It's the most fun about streaming is interacting with the community. So I saw a Tech Lead in there, but I didn't call any attention to him. I just sat there and just looked at what he was saying. And I know he started fuming because I'm actually good at Elden Ring. So he came in during the Mother Finger boss fight, and it only took me like 5 tries or something on that boss. and he came in there at like the third or so try. So he only got to see me take one, maybe two deaths until I beat the boss, and then he just had to sit there and say some other nonsense outside of that because I wasn't struggling on the bosses. And I just found that to be so embarrassing that this grown-ass man would take like 30, 40 minutes, whatever it was, out of his evening, and it was late too, it was like 2 a.m., 1 a.m., something like that, to hopefully watch me struggle on Elden Ring bosses and then not even get the pleasure of seeing that. Now, if he came in later and saw me on the final boss, he would have had quite a spectacle, because that boss is fucking brutal. That took me like almost 3 hours to beat. But he came on the bosses that I was able to just fucking slap around and put the smackdown on. And he just had to sit there and just say nonsense, and no one responded to it. And I just see it and kind of like smile internally about it. I just had to point that out. I found that to be like so embarrassing. I don't know how he went to sleep that night with that level of shame. Going into my chat to try and start shit only to have no response from anybody. Just straight up crickets. So I had to mention that since we were already talking about this loser anyway. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about these two cases here because within just a week, we've already seen two YouTubers, again, falsely strike or attempt to strike other channels. Often during streams I'm asked who I think the worst YouTuber on the site is, and typically I'll default to saying Rice Gum because he's a massive insufferable douchebag and his content is about as much fun to watch as watching your grandfather bare ass sit onto a cactus while he has a hemorrhoid. But objectively speaking, I don't think he's the worst YouTuber on the site. He's certainly still my least favorite, but I think I found the worst YouTuber that this site has to offer, so let's go ahead and dive in. This channel's name is NNA Productions, and it's so generic it makes Nickelback look like rock and roll pioneers. This channel is a scientific anomaly that challenges our very understanding of the basic particles of the universe. Now, he makes the same video every time. Every video is exactly the same, and I'm not using that as an exaggeration, like, oh, he pumps out the same type of content. He makes the exact same video every single time, just with one detail changed. He says the exact same things verbatim in every single video, regardless of what the video's title is. He does the exact same things. It's all so incredibly formulaic, and nothing changes from video to video, except the very end where he changes the scare. It's exactly like those children channels that spit out, just fucking vomit out the Finger Family videos hourly where they change one thing about it, like maybe one visual on the screen and then upload it. His channel is that, but for generic shitty clickbait and trends.
If I spin this fidget spinner on this mini mouse, or just on this mini mouse for 5 seconds, you guys have to smash the like button. Dear guys, let's do this. 3, 2, 1, let's do this. 1, 2, 3.
I'm gonna go ahead and spoil the shocking plot twist here. He does manage to successfully spin that fidget spinner for more than 5 seconds, so now you're contractually obligated to smash that motherfucking like button for him. Now I know what you're thinking, this must have been made in 2017. Well, it wasn't. This was uploaded today, July 30th, 2018. Now let's go ahead and watch the intro to a video uploaded a few months ago where he did the same thing with Thanos. Don't FaceTime Thanos at 3 a.m. And in this kid's defense, that's probably just generally good advice. You don't want to be FaceTiming Josh Brolin at 3 a.m. He'll have you spitting teeth out of your dick hole.
If I spin this fidget spinner on this Thanos ring for 5 seconds, you guys have to smash the like button.
And that right there is how he starts every single video he's ever made. It's an amazing circus stunt that he's able to perform here. I have no doubt that this talented fidget spinning man will soon be one of the headliners in Las Vegas for this act of his. But now the question on no one's mind, where does he go from here? Let's find out.
Boom, now guys have to smash the like button.
Wanna join my free gift cards giveaway? Subscribe to my channel, like the video, and turn notifications on. And finally, tell me on the comment section that you subscribe.
Bingo, bango, bongo. I bet you didn't expect this video to go from super shitty and uncomfortable to watch to actual scam. It's a literal crime. You're not allowed to host fake giveaways. It's an actual felony to do that. So what he's doing is breaking the law because there's no winners for these giveaways. It's not just a trivial YouTube rule he's breaking here, akin to running down the hallway without your hall pass to take a tinkle in the urinals and the hall monitor catches you and says, hey, that's not good. It's a literal law, an actual felony to host a fake giveaway. So he's breaking a law, and he is also breaking a YouTube rule, but for some reason, he's done this in every single video, and he has still not had his channel taken down yet. But the most disgusting part about this scam is the way he delivers it, too. He makes it as creepy as possible, like it was some type of found footage shit in a snuff film or some dark web shit that you accidentally stumble upon and it keeps you awake at night. he gets right up into the mic and he whispers it. If you want to join my gift card giveaway, send me pictures of you flexing your asshole.
Brand new video, another day, another banger. Guys, on today's video we have a really insane video, alright? Minnie Mouse is like the girl version of Mickey Mouse, alright guys? It is like so creepy. For those who don't know who's Minnie Mouse, I'll put the picture right over, guys. Look at this. So this is Minnie Mouse, alright guys? It's the girl version of Mickey Mouse, alright guys? I know everyone knows who's Mickey Mouse, and I think everyone knows who's Minnie Mouse, the girl version of Mickey Mouse, alright?
Oh, shit, I'm sorry, I didn't catch that one there. Who exactly is Minnie Mouse? He only said it 6 times there to pad for time in the 10-minute video. Might have to rewind so I can catch it again. He just really let that one slide under there. I didn't know who Minnie Mouse was, and now I may never know because I didn't get to catch him the first 100 fucking times he says it.
That's what happens, guys, alright? But before this video starts, you guys know what to do. Boom, go follow me on both of my social medias, guys. It's all on screen right now. So follow me on there for a chance to get shout out every video, guys, like this. Alright guys, this is how to get an Instagram shout out, alright guys? So first make sure to follow me on my Instagram.
The first 3 minutes of every single one of his videos is basically just an advertisement for all of his social media and scams. And he makes them so incredibly creepy. For some reason, he records like the footage of the Instagram and Snapchat shit and the giveaway scams as if he's locked in a basement held at gunpoint to read the script, and he's given like a really shitty walkie-talkie to read it into. It just sounds disgusting, as if I'm listening to someone fart underwater while also a tornado is hitting above the water, so you can hear that in the background too as ambient noise. It's just fucking insulting to hear it on my ears, and it's just downright uncomfortable.
51 comments. Yo, you guys are so insane. And then I just went in the comment section and I'm just going to shout out to you guys, alright? So make sure to comment more for a more chance to get a shout out, alright? So now I'm just gonna scroll down. If you guys see your name, just screenshot it. Eshkere.
I'm gonna save you the misery of sitting through this because it is 1 minute and 30 seconds of an uninterrupted montage of him scrolling through his Instagram comments. And they just copy and pasted comments. He has maybe 4 active Instagram followers, but each one of them leaves about 200 comments each to compete in his fake giveaways. It's pathetic, and it's sad, and I have no doubt that he operates a couple of those accounts to inflate his comment numbers as well. But man, this guy wasn't lying. He is back with another banger. Some savage hot fucking fire out here. Don't let your girlfriend or wife watch this man, because they will get pregnant just from looking at his beauty. And if they see his Instagram comments, shit bro, you just lost your girlfriend and wife.
Smash that like button, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and turn on post notification to be on notification squad, guys. And before this video starts, you know what time it is?
This one's my fault. I should have known what time it was. It's more dubstep time. So we're 4 minutes into the video. 4 or 5 minutes, I don't remember, and I don't feel like looking again, but somewhere in that ballpark. And he has still not even gotten to the point of the video or done anything that relates to the title. All of it is just padding for time to reach 10 minutes, and he does this exact same routine, exactly the way you're seeing it here, in every single one of his videos. It is a carbon copy. Each single fucking video. And there's so much dubstep in each video that you will be shitting out wub wub bubbly bub boo 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 beats. It is fucking putrid. It is the most disgusting content on the site. And it's so fucking scummy too, because not only does he do a fake giveaway, but he wastes everyone's time with these horrible dance breaks and Instagram scrolls. I don't understand at all how this is even allowed to be on here. A, because he's breaking rules by doing the fake giveaway and laws. And B, how the fuck has he not been chased off the site? Who watches this? Who actually sits there and awaits each upload so that way they can watch his dance times and his fidget spinning on top of erect penis time? And I don't know who would ever find this content entertaining. The obvious answer is always kids, but what kind of kid has the patience to keep watching the same video every single time? And it's not like this is a charismatic or entertaining guy. He doesn't tell jokes. He doesn't do anything except beg you to smash the like button and subscribe, ring the bell, enter in his fake giveaway, and then send him pictures of your fucking flaccid asshole.
I just came into WhatsApp and Minnie Mouse is actually here. You look at this, guys, Minnie Mouse. I just saved the name and then her profile picture just showed up. There's like no way, guys, this is so insane. Look, guys, I'm just gonna open it. Oh my god, look at this, guys, it is actually Minnie Mouse.
Well, I'm convinced.
She's sending me the mouse emoji too. Yo, I'm gonna say, is this actually Minnie Mouse.
That's a bulletproof strategy. He wants to confirm it's the real Minnie Mouse by asking her straight up. Gotta make sure it's not a child predator or sex offender or anything like that. But hey kid, if it's not too much to ask for, I don't mean to interrupt dance time, playtime, nap time, whatever the fuck else kind of breaks you take in this video, but could you please clean off your camera here in this shot? It's very blurry. You got a little semen left on it.
Wait, you'll see. Oh my god, guys. He just said wait, you'll see. Look at this. He's just, yeah, she's, oh my god. She's FaceTiming me, guys. There's like no way. Look at this, like Minnie Mouse is actually FaceTiming me. Yo, this is like creeping me out, guys. Look, Minnie Mouse.
Listening to this man speak is like listening to a record player keep skipping and looping the same shit over and over again. It's like when your Netflix starts to drop connection, so it goes back a couple of milliseconds, so you keep hearing the same things back and forth. That's exactly what his videos are. He repeats himself as many times as possible to keep padding for time. What a goddamn hero.
Wait, who's that? Who's laughing? I can't say it.
I already know who you are. I think I'm going to visit you.
No, please. Minnie Mouse, no, I don't want you to visit me.
And cut. That was a fucking great take right there. Stellar acting. Let's go ahead and move on to the next scene. Your lines for this one will be, oh, hi, Mark. The room's gonna be a big hit, kid, and you're the star. You're fucking nailing it out here. Your delivery is second to none.
Guys, Minnie Mouse said she wants to visit me. Like, I don't even want to see her again. Yo, like, Minnie Mouse said she want to visit me, but I don't want to see her. Yo, there's like no way, guys. Like, there was a creepy guy talking, and then it was Minnie Mouse, alright, guys?
Oh, thank God. Thank you for the plot summary. I zoned out there for a minute, and I must have missed some crucial details, but luckily you were there to repeat it to me a couple of times. That way I was sure to remember what had just happened a few seconds prior. Like a little 24 flashback, a previously on type deal. I respect that. Very great work. I'm guessing this kid just expects everyone who clicks on his videos to have their eyes closed during it because he just constantly tells you what you just saw.
No way, guys, it's insane. At the beginning he said, hey. I said, hey, who is this? He said, Minnie Mouse. And then a creepy guy just started laughing like out of nowhere, alright, guys? And then I said, wait, who is that? Who's laughing? And then he said, who are you? I said, I'm not gonna tell you who I am. I'm sorry. And then he said, I already know who you are. And then he started laughing, and then Minnie Mouse came, and then he said, I think I'm going to visit you. And at the end as well, he said, I'm going to visit you again. Yo.
Okay, alright, yeah, I was able to follow all that. Okay, I think we're all up to speed now. So what we just witnessed has now also just been summarized for us here, so you can either use the Clip Notes version that he's giving, or you can go back and watch it again for yourself.
Oh my god. Yo, there's no way, guys. Oh my gosh, she looks so creepy. Minnie Mouse. Yo, why is my camera shaking? Yo, Minnie Mouse. Oh my god. You guys, look, it's actually the real Minnie Mouse. Oh my god. How did you came here? What the, oh my god. You guys. Over here, right, guys? So make sure to hit a big thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. And turn on the post notification to be on notifications. Oh my god.
Well, I'm not sleeping tonight. Jesus Christ. Did you see that? And did you see her at the end too when he was going through his 9th time of telling you to subscribe, like, and check out his Instagram so you can send him nudes? You saw Minnie Mouse behind him, right? Like, I'm not going insane. Like, that shit was real. Yo, guys, that was holy fuck. Man, let's check out his Thanos one. Let's go ahead and see if there's any similarities between the two.
Join my free gift cards giveaway, subscribe to my channel, like the video.
I'm just gonna scroll down. If you guys see your name, just screenshot it. Let's go. To be on notification squad, guys, and we are just gonna be calling Thanos. Yo, Thanos, please stop it. You look so creepy. Yo, and he doesn't focus on him. Yo, look, guys, it's actually Thanos.
So we got to hit the fake gift card giveaway, the 5-second fidget spinning like blood oath that you take, the Instagram scrolling for a couple minutes, the dance break, the repeating yourself, and then eventually FaceTiming Thanos. And when we get to the big reveal where he's using the backpack stickers on a popsicle stick, you couldn't even get the camera in focus, so it just looks like a giant purple dick that's waving around over there, as if Barney was on the other side of the wall with a huge boner slapping it around. Some real spooky shit you've seen here today, but I hope I didn't scare you all too bad by This is going to be the last video I make on this topic. I just feel obligated to give a little update, a slight follow-up to yesterday's video, since a lot has happened over the last 24 hours and a couple things have changed. Yesterday I posted a video talking about the most disgusting trend on YouTube right now, and over the last 24 hours, it's gotten worse. Just like a porta potty at an EDM music festival, it just keeps getting shittier. I'll quickly go ahead and slap you with the cliff notes on the trend that I'm talking about. A beloved YouTuber named Technoblade recently passed away, and some degenerate low-life douchebags have been trying to use that as a way of profiting, whether it's subscribers or actual money. So that's basically the meat of the situation here, and over the last 24 hours, it's gotten real wacky here. This has taken some really unpredictable twists here that not even M. Night Shyamalan could have written. One of these accounts that posted like 10 Technoblade videos faked a charity donation. I'll get into that in a minute, but it has been getting really fucking awful. But I want to start with the only piece of good news. Yesterday, I mentioned a channel called It's Owen, which was the channel that actually got banned for clickbaiting Technoblade's passing by making videos like Mr. Beast's final message to Technoblade and shit like that. His account got banished to the Shadow Realm for it, but he was trying to argue with them on Twitter to get it reinstated, and YouTube came out today and wiped their ass with his face, letting him know that he will not be getting his account back and he will not be able to make any further accounts, which I think is huge because, as I mentioned, he had multiple other accounts that he was clickbaiting on and then turning around and selling on Twitter. So it seems like he's also lost access to all the other accounts too. God, that feels good to read. This is a rare YouTube W here. Just served him up a plate of spaghetti and meatballs. Hold the balls. He's off the platform for good, it seems, and in response to this cowardly weenie privated his Twitter account. The once proud Owen, who wasn't afraid to let the world and all the plebeians know that he doesn't give a fuck, and that he's proud to be called the king of clickbait, is all of a sudden hiding and retreating into the shadows like a spooked little goblin going back to his cave. I'm sure this won't be the end of Owen on the platform. I'm certain he'll pop up somewhere again with more clickbait, but this is still a great thing to see YouTube stick to their guns on what is the right decision, since his content actually was a violation of their policy. Now, unfortunately, that's the only sliver of good news in this awful situation, so I wanted to start with the dessert, so that way the vegetables will be more tolerable, and let's get into that now. The Dream SMP official channel. This is a channel I talked about yesterday. It's run by a guy named Runalong, who is not a Dream SMP member. This account is not official, despite the name saying it is, so it's already misleading and tricking people into thinking that this is actually made in collaboration with Dream SMP, when it's not. It's run by one guy. It is fully monetized, and as of yesterday, they had posted 25 videos all on the passing of Technoblade, all fully monetized. Now, they've posted up to 27, and since I'm making this video at 5:30 p.m., I imagine by the time this video goes up, he'll probably have posted one or two more on Technoblade in that time. But right now, they have posted 27 videos all on Technoblade and his passing. In yesterday's video, I pulled up the Discord screenshots that someone had a conversation with Runalong and asked him about the money. He said that he's giving half of the money from the AdSense to charity. So, naturally, you can assume that he's keeping the other half, which means he is directly profiting off milking this Technoblade situation here. Now, he does say a portion in the messages, but I have to assume he meant like half, because a portion doesn't even sound like that much, but I'm guessing he meant half. In the beginning of some of his Technoblade videos, he puts a message on screen that's like this, where he says most of the money is going to charity, so it's a lot of mixed messages here, and then encourages viewers to not skip the ads, which, from what I've read, is almost a violation of the YouTube policy in and of itself. That's such a fucking weird thing to ask too. Don't skip the ads because then you're taking money away from charity. Why are you trying to guilt viewers like that? If the point of the content is to celebrate Technoblade's life, why the fuck are you going to try and make people feel bad if they're running ad block or skipping ads? That's already extremely douchey. And it should raise a lot of red flags to viewers as well, behind the actual motive of these videos. What's the intent? If it's supposed to be positive and celebrating Technoblade, why is there immediately an emphasis on money? The purpose of the videos isn't fundraising, because if it was, he would have put the fundraiser on the video, which he didn't, which is also mentioned in the screenshots. If it was all about raising money, there would be a fundraiser on the side of the video, just like every other video that tries to raise money for a good cause. But that's clearly not here, which means that can't be the reason for the videos. So then what the fuck is up with the emphasis on money and not skipping the ads in the beginning? That's shady as hell. That's so fucking sketchy. But even aside from the actual dollars going into his pocket from AdSense here, the channel has gained thousands of new subscribers from posting all of this content. 27 videos, and most of them are just extremely short, where it'll be like a minute and a half where Runalong took a screenshot of one person's community post and put text-to-speech over it. And then he'll publish the video, put ads on it, and call it a day. And then he'll do that multiple times a day. He's posted 27 videos like that in 5 days. He treats Technoblade's death as if it's a coin block in Super Mario Brothers for him, where he'll just jump up and hit it, but instead of getting a coin, he gets views out of it. It's so fucking gross. And like I said, it's not even just about the money. If none of his videos were monetized, the fact that he still made 27 of them shows very clear intent to gain as much from this situation as possible, so that way he can personally capitalize off it. There is no excuse for 27 videos on a tragedy like this. That's so fucked up. It's beyond scummy. However, Dream SMP Official sees it differently. Yesterday, Runalong, the owner of the account, posted a response to my video, as well as other people that called him out, and it is so laughably awful that it only existed for 21 minutes on the channel before Runalong realized how bad it was. But luckily there's a few re-uploads, so I'll go ahead and show you it.
Has recently come to my attention by people harassing me that there seems to be a problem. The Technoblade videos I've posted gathered a lot of hate, and YouTubers made videos on me for them. First, these YouTubers are getting millions of views commenting on the situation and making thousands of dollars by reacting to everything. This is super hypocritical while trying to expose me for not donating the money to charity.
Wrong. Just immediately wrong. Coming in here like Phoenix Wright with the objection here. I'm pretty sure he didn't even bother watching the videos. He probably just like read a couple comments and thought he understood the gist. I even made a point to say it's not about him donating the money to charity. The irrefutable fact is you have made 27 videos on the passing of Technoblade, whether that's getting streamer reactions to the news, or just looking at tweets about it, or just going to different moments of the past to put a Technoblade video out. That's an excessive amount of content, all focused on a tragedy. And yeah, the fact that they're fully monetized is a bit scummier, and the fact that you openly admit that only half of the AdSense is going to charity while I imagine you're keeping the other half is like Mr. Krabs level of greed. You know, it's not like these videos cost you anything to make. You took a screenshot and used free text-to-speech. These were free videos. So it's not like you had any overhead that you're needing to cover or anything. So yeah, that does make it even scummier. But it was never the crux of what I was talking about. You are profiting more than money with subscribers. Your channel is growing because you have made 27 videos milking a tragedy. You are profiting off the death of a beloved, great person, and I think it's shitty, as do most people. That's what you're getting all of the less than favorable reviews for, because you keep making videos on this. It's just disrespectful at this point, and you can't argue that it's a positive thing. You lost that right after your 20th upload on the subject. You just treat this as a view farm, a fucking cheat code for views, engagement, and subscribers. You also then draw a shitty comparison between what you're doing and the people that are calling you out. It's not hypocritical. The people that are calling you out, myself included, aren't profiting off Technoblade's passing like you are. We are, I guess, profiting off insulting the scumbags like you and calling you out for your dog shit behavior and this awful, degenerate shit that you keep unapologetically posting.
Most say that they highly doubt I'll donate anything while they don't even know me. People seem to not understand that it takes a month before YouTube pays you. Before jumping to conclusions, I will update everyone about my donation on the community tab or video showing me donating all the revenue from the Technoblade straight into charity. Have videos where it's either honoring his death or showing unrelated clips of his brother. All these YouTubers just hop on the hype train to profit for themselves.
Again, using charity as a shield here. It's not about the money, though you are singing a different tune publicly than you were privately. Apparently, you're claiming to donate all the money to charity now, so I guess that's a little bit better. But that was never the fucking point of the people calling you out, or at least it wasn't for me. It is you milking the situation and gaining so much on your channel for it. Subscribers are far more valuable than views, and you've gained a ton of them. So even if you donate all your AdSense revenue to charity, which is cool, I suppose, you have still profited so much off milking the situation with all the subscribers and popularity you've gained from this. And you can't take that back. Regardless of how much you donate to charity and this and that, you will forever be known as the insufferable asshole who took advantage of the passing of a fucking great person. That's your legacy now, whether you like it or not. And no matter what you say is not going to change my mind nor the minds of many others, because it is blatantly obvious with so many uploads on this subject what your intentions were. But now, since we're talking about charity here, let's talk about another commentator who tried to use charity as a shield. It's the channel I mentioned yesterday. I'm going to keep them anonymous because, again, I'm not trying to lead a brigade against any of these channels, Dream SMP included, but I do want to bring up what they did. This commentary channel posted 9 or 10 videos on Technoblade's passing. When he was called out for it, he then made a big hoopla about how all of it's actually going to charity and this was actually a noble thing he was doing. And then last night, he posted a video titled, "I donated $3,000 to charity," the Technoblade tribute, and I even mentioned it in last night's video, but it turns out that was entirely fake. They faked the donation. As if this situation couldn't get any more shameless, an actual fake charity donation video. Now, I saw this right before going to bed last night. It was posted by a YouTuber named Kat. Mudahar recently posted a video today on the situation where he goes into even more detail on how exactly the donation was faked, but I'm just going to give you like the brief summary here from Kat's video.
Yeah, we're gonna donate $3,000. Let's click I'm not a robot. Yeah, let's just get it over with. $3,000. Let's click I'm not a robot. Yeah, let's just get it over with.
Okay, so basically what he did was type in 3,000 and then it shows donate $3,000 with a comma, and then he actually cuts the video before he donates. And what he actually cuts out is basically he changes the amount to something lower, and then he used inspect element and then changed the amount to 3,000, but he forgot to add the comma.
Caught red-handed with his pants down in the cookie jar. This was an exposed in 4K moment for the Cringe compilation. So now let's boot Scoot and Boogie into a more thorough explanation of what happened. This YouTube commentary channel made 9 or 10 videos on Technoblade's passing, and then in their donation video showed the revenue some of the videos had earned, and it was up to like 2.6k. Then said he was adding $300 of his own money to the pot to bring it up to a nice even 3,000, and then donated it in video. But this YouTuber Cat noticed that there was something wrong and figured out that what actually happened here is the commentary YouTuber faked it by using inspect element. So he initially typed in 3,000 to get a legitimate 3,000 donation on screen. He then cut the video, changed it to a lower amount, and then inspect elemented it to bring it back to 3,000, but forgot the comma. So a big whoopsie-daisy there, and it turns out he was absolutely right. That's exactly what the commentary channel did. In a follow-up video, the YouTuber posted the truth about my donation, where he openly admitted that he faked it. He said he was under so much pressure from the community to donate the money that he wanted to do it right away but didn't have $3,000, so he donated $300 of his own money and faked the rest and was planning on donating it once the money came in from YouTube. Of course, I don't know who the fuck would ever believe him. You'd have to be like actually clinically insane to trust this man, to take his word on anything. Faking a charity donation is about as low as it gets, but that was his explanation. He deleted the video where he openly admits to it. He now has another video where he just talks about how he's the most hated Minecraft YouTuber now, which makes sense because faking a donation to charity after you've been milking a tragedy is just the ultimate insult and beyond despicable. I actually can't understand how anyone could possibly support this person going forward, but to my surprise, there still are. In his video where he talks about being the most hated Minecraft YouTuber, there's so many comments that are like, it takes so much courage to admit when you're wrong. I'm so thankful that you admitted that you faked it, and I forgive you. Can't wait for your next upload. But why? You know, I mean, you're totally within your right to do that if you want, all power to you. But why? The content he makes is this shit. When Technoblade was first diagnosed, this same commentary channel made like fucking 20 videos on that. The exact same thing he just did on his passing, he also did for his diagnosis. Why watch that? What the fuck is the point? You can't trust him. He's faked a donation, and if he was never caught for faking it, I don't think he would have actually bothered donating the 2.6k. He would have just kept it. You know, there's no way of knowing, but I don't think he would have. He just got exposed for it and then again tried to take the high road and play the victim. It's so fucking gross how low some of these channels will go for the sake of views and subscribers. Because like I mentioned yesterday, this channel has gained 16,000 subs in the last 5 days that he's been milking this content, which is 16 times the normal rate of subscribers that he gains in a fucking month. So he's profiting off this massively and then still faking donations on top of it. It just blows my mind. I wanted to do a little follow-up on the situation since it's getting even crazier, and I really do hope that this will be the last of it and people finally just stop with all of this app. On YouTube, there's an unwritten rule that when violated, it ruins your image forever. It causes irreparable damage to your reputation, and there's really not much you can ever do to get back in the good graces of the platform. That is abusing the copyright takedown system. It's basically a 10 commandment that when broken is a cardinal sin that banishes you straight to the shadow realm in the eyes of everyone who uses YouTube. And unfortunately, a massive YouTuber today took a bite out of that forbidden fruit. His name is Brent Rivera. I actually recently talked about this goofball only 9 days ago. He was recently involved in some medium rare YouTube beef where he and another YouTuber named Tyler Oliveira were staying at the same haunted hotel that they were milking the tits out of for content. Now, I'm not one to usually believe in the paranormal, but after all of this going around here, I'm starting to think that Brent Rivera really did catch a curse from this hotel. He's now being haunted by a clout demon that's using his body like a fucking fleshlight, a little puppet that's forcing him to say the stupidest shit imaginable and has transformed him into an even bigger douchebag. But anyway, these two YouTubers stayed at the hotel. Tyler Oliveira started trolling Brent a little bit. He was clearly instigating, so he'd go up and like say, hey, do you fake your pranks? Nothing like super mean or aggressive or anything, just like, hey, you fake your pranks, don't you? And Brent would go on the defensive. He'd be like a cornered animal. He'd be like, oh, no, I don't fake my pranks. Do you fake your fucking pranks? And then throughout the night, the two would cross paths in what seemed to be accidental because it's not a huge area. And every time they did cross paths, Brent Rivera and his henchmen would insult Tyler. So it ended up just this horrible look for him where he looks like a piece of shit because he kept insulting Tyler. While Tyler did start it, per se, his was less egregious than everything Brent was doing, so Brent ended up looking significantly worse. It was very petty stuff. I covered it because I thought it was silly, but anyway, that's where it all started. That's why it's important here. So Brent Rivera was getting dunked on by his own community of 4-year-olds who somehow found Tyler's content, or I guess maybe a TikTok of someone dancing while explaining it, must have enlightened them and opened their third eye to the situation, because everyone turned on him. Brent Rivera got a lot of shit tossed at him. A lot of YouTubers started making content around him, and I guess at some point something must have snapped. The nice guy went bad, and Brent Rivera went rogue and started copyright striking and copyright claiming some people's content that was critical of him. And one of those YouTubers is a commentary channel named Dumpy. He's made a couple of videos clowning on Brent for this whole situation, and today posted this video titled Brent Rivera Wants to Delete My Channel, where he goes over what he's been dealing with behind the scenes over the last 12 or so hours, where Brent Rivera or someone that represents him on his team have been filing takedown requests on the content that's been laughing at him. And while those weren't taken down instantly, he did have one piece of content taken down, which was this video here, and it was taken down for harassment, violating the YouTube harassment policy. Now, I haven't seen that video, and I haven't found a re-upload of it, at least not as of right now while I'm recording this, so I can't access it, but I'm inclined to believe that this is a load of dirty barnacles. Calling out shitty behavior isn't harassment. There's nothing wrong with calling out a misbehaving bad actor to the principal's office and disciplining him. As I understand it, Dumpy was just bending him over and taking his hand to his cheeks and spanking him, letting him know that what he's done is cringe, right? Like, that's not that big of a deal. But sometimes there's always going to be big egos and fragile, sensitive, thin-skinned people, like Brent Rivera seems to be, who find this content and get upset about it. And then that broken YouTube copyright system starts to look real appetizing, like a nice big glass of water while you've been starving in the desert. And they just can't help themselves. Just like Adam and Eve, they just need to take a bite out of that apple. So, either Brent or someone on his team decided to start filing copyright takedown requests, which can result in strikes. Luckily, in Dumpy's case, YouTube actually sided with Dumpy. They made him aware that someone was trying to take down the content, but they ruled in Dumpy's favor that they weren't going to be giving him any strikes for it or anything like that. So big W from YouTube on that, but big fucking L for Brent Rivera or whoever is representing Brent Rivera in this way, whether it's a fan or whether he's using one of those scummy, shady third-party companies that do these takedown requests on behalf of creators. A lot of those stinky companies exist, and it's their entire business model to just slap down all types of content unjustly in order to either bury it or make money off of it for the creator. It's a very awful thing. So it might not have been Brent Rivera himself. It could have been one of those companies, or it could have been like fans that for some reason went to arms, picked up a fucking sword and said, we're going to take down Dumpy because he was mean to the guy that we like. I guess that's also somewhat possible because of how broken YouTube's system is, and they still haven't really bothered to fix it. But me personally, I'm inclined to believe that it is Brent Rivera himself in this case here. At least from what I've seen presented in Dumpy's video, it leads me to believe that it's likely Brent Rivera or someone very close to him. So let me walk you through how this thing usually goes. When a YouTuber makes the decision to go nuclear and start filing these kind of takedown requests, the whole community turns against them. People fucking hate that, for good reason. That's the lowest shit you could sink to. Just stop being a little bitch and accept that not everyone's going to like you. And when you do some dumb, embarrassing shit because your ego bubbles over and you embarrass yourself, people are gonna make fun of you for it. That's the circle of life, baby. That's nature. That's the way God made this world. And the cyberspace as well. I bet even, the Lord was on an alt account kind of laughing about what you did here, because you looked real stupid during it. The point I'm making is, you just move on from it. You don't do this. When you do copyright abuse shenanigans, it is always like sticking your head into a beehive. You are the only one who gets hurt, but you are just too focused on the potential sweetness in that hive, that honey. You got consumed by the idea that you could take down these videos that were being mean and people being mean to you, you could bury it, but what always ends up happening is you make the problem much worse. You escalate it to a much higher degree. If I can turn your attention back to Exhibit A here, I'd like to explain why I think Brent Rivera himself or someone close to him filed this. It's because of these questions that were answered here. So, I don't remember exactly if YouTube always supplies this, but I guess in Dumpy's case they did. So these were questions in regards to the takedowns, why he was filing him. He was claiming that Dumpy used his entire video and basically just re-uploaded it, which is a blatant lie. That's not the case. Dumpy used clips from the videos and talked about it and made fun of him for it. He wasn't just re-uploading raw videos, it was transformative. He was literally giving input every fucking 15, 20 seconds, just showing clips from it to talk about it afterwards. But these were the questions that were answered. How much of your copyrighted work is used? Most of the video were my original videos from my YouTube channel. No other original content from the creator was shown. That is categorically false. This is a DEFCON, red alert, liar liar, pants on fire, Brent Rivera's career is looking dire situation. You can watch any of the videos and see that it is not just mainly his original video, it is Dumpy opining on it. Next question, how is the market for your original work affected by this use? It affects it negatively. That right there is the biggest tip-off for me that flips on the light bulb in my head that tells me Brent Rivera likely filed this, because no self-respecting third-party company that does this professionally on behalf of creators would ever answer that question like that. It's a very concise answer, but it also doesn't even answer the question. The question is, how is the market for your original work affected? And his response was, it affects it negatively. That's like how a child would answer it. I know Brent Rivera makes videos for children, but it seems like he also has the brain of one too. He's stuck in 3rd grade. You're supposed to explain your reasoning, so it affects it negatively, but how? Why? What exactly is this doing to encroach on you and your original content? How is it stealing from you or ruining your content? And he just gives like fucking 5 words here. Moving on, does this use significantly transform your original work, or does it serve the same purpose? It serves the same purpose. It does not transform it at all. So you didn't watch it at all, is what that tells me. Because how the fuck could it serve the same purpose? It's the exact opposite purpose. The purpose of your original video is to entertain kids. The purpose of Dumpy's video was to take a shit on you. And that's it, like making fun of you for the entertainment. Unless you are saying that the content you make, you are also supposed to be the butt of the joke of, though that I don't think is the case. It doesn't serve the same purpose, not even fucking close. And the fact that he's saying it doesn't transform it at all tells me he didn't watch it, because it is mainly Dumpy talking about him and using some clips to back up his claims. Does this use fall into an exception to copyright protection? Please note that we may share your response with the uploader. No, it isn't fair use since the uploaded did not adjust the content at all and is most of his video. Again, this is structured like a literal child on a fucking 4th grade English assignment here. No professional will be answering these questions this way, especially since this is a legal matter. When you file something like this, it is literally a legal matter, and he is answering these things and can't even be bothered to get the words correct. Instead of saying uploader, he says uploaded. Like, this is very poorly put together, and it is very wrong. This is the very definition of fair use. He's not using your full video, A, and B, he is using clips in order to provide commentary and critique, and he dunks on you, showing the clips to enforce his points and talk about his points with. So it's just wrong on every possible level, and he filled this out in like 3 seconds. Like, he gave the quickest answers possible as if he was trying to just scribble his way through a test in school, like a quick quiz. It is poorly done, very haphazardly thrown together. It seemed like he was very much in his feelings and tried to take down the content that was making him upset, and now you look like an absolute fool, and you've ruined your reputation even further, Brent. If such a thing was even possible. Somehow your audience of children are actually being aware of this now, which is the last thing I imagine you wanted to happen with the drama. You're just doing all of the wrong things here. You fucked up, you should have just moved on from it, apologized for it, and been done with it. You made a terrible response to this whole thing, trying to give context to it, where even in that you make yourself look stupid. Like, you played this terribly, you played yourself, and you look dumb. Luckily, Dumpy's channel I don't think is going to get deleted or get in any hot water from this situation, so that's good, but it is really frustrating to see yet another big creator like Brent Rivera try and bully people around by abusing the copyright systems on the platform that have been broken for a long time. That's always going to be a big fuck you from me for people that do that, so very awesome. What does every douche-tuber have in common besides a micro penis? Energy, that's right. You see, the douchetuber species has learned that in order to keep the attention of children, they have to jingle keys in front of them constantly. They have to pop out a titty that's full of milk for them to suckle on, and it's a very high-energy titty they need to present. Thus, they always put on a fake persona, and you get those real crazy wild intros, the "What's going on, fam squad? Today we're doing the try not to call Thanos at 3 a.m. challenge and come in our pants. Are you ready, bitch boy? I'm ready, shit boy. Let's get into it. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Yeehaw, whoa, 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 whoa." That's why you always end up with that shit, because children like the energy. They feed off it. But what happens when the douche tubers have no energy and are very boring? Let's find out. I just want to quickly say this warning has never held less meaning than it does on this video. This is another pause challenge. This is from the Martinez twins, and the most extreme stunt they do here is shoot water from a hose in their face. It's not exactly the most dangerous and daring Evel Knievel stunts. It's not like they're trained to take water from a hose to the face. It's just not that fucking big of a deal. I don't think they needed the warning. Some real edgier seat action there to start this shit off here. I mean, he comes out of the bathroom looking like a fucking Gryffindor recruit at Hogwarts, and then he comes out of the closet looking like a standard douche-tuber. But what's missing here is any energy at all, or effort, really. It's super weird. This comes across as like a really bad scene in an indie movie. This almost looks like a Neil Breen scene, honestly. There's nothing happening, there's no reason for it. This could have totally just been edited out and they could just say, hey, let's go ahead and start this. But instead, they take 20 seconds to show him going in the bathroom, you know, jerking off real quick, coming out, and then changed? What's the point?
Okay, I'm ready. You see me? I'm ready. I'm ready to go. First of all, we gotta wake up my brother, so we should go.
It honestly never occurred to me just how important that royalty-free background music is to Douchebag's YouTube videos, because you notice he doesn't use anything, it's just completely quiet and him talking at it, and it's so uncomfortable. It's like the start of snuff video or like poorly acted porn. And when you don't have that background music in there, it just really highlights how fake your energy is, and it really just makes it seem so fucking weird. This intro should serve as a PSA to up-and-coming assholes to make sure you have some music in there.
You wanna wake up everyone? Yeah, bro. Hi.
Hi.
Oh.
Now these two were part of Jake Paul's Team 10 at one point, but they split off to do their own douchebag videos, but they're not very good at it. Like, watching their videos is like watching a Snapchat story, but with even less energy.
Thank you. Thank you. I think it's dope.
Hey, welcome to Starbucks. I just want an iced vanilla latte with some milk. And where are you looking at? I want a cookie. My name is...
I honestly have no fucking clue what that little skit was right there, but it seemed like something right out of Tommy Wiseau's The Room. I don't understand what that was. I think it was them trying to like voice act what happened when they went into Starbucks, but I honestly have no idea what that fucking disaster was. It was a beautiful piece, honestly probably directed by Neil Breen himself there, and probably the best part of the video, really.
Morning routine every single day. We go to Starbucks. We eat sandwich and we drink coffee.
Who gives a shit about your morning routine?
Ivan, pose.
Pose. Are you okay?
Yeah.
I take back what I said at the beginning of the videos. That stunt right there is definitely something you shouldn't try at home. They do seem like trained professionals when it comes to dumping water on each other. So honestly, I could see why the warning's there now. I like that he checks to make sure his brother's okay, because that really did seem like it could have fucking obliterated him.
What's up, man?
Yo, what up?
What are you doing?
Taking care of the... No.
Pose.
Stop.
Bro!
Taking care of what? You're just making mud pies. This man just standing out here with the garden hose spraying dirt with water. Yeah, you're working real hard over there. Truly trained professionals don't try this shit at home.
Oh my god.
This pause challenge is getting wild. Some gut-busting, side-splitting comedy by spraying his brother with a hose right into busting up some AirPods. Honestly, the AirPods thing, I'd say he was doing him a favor. Fuck that shit, stick with the cord. You goddamn turbo virgins using AirPods, I just don't see the point. You can like what you want to like, alright? I just don't give a shit about that kind of wireless headphone mumbo-jumbo hocus pocus. I prefer the cord. And, well, back to the pause challenge.
Good. I'm feeling good. Sorry. Pause! It's been twice in a day. Wait, don't worry. Pause. Pause!
Now this one does look like an unironically dangerous stunt right here. He is benching some fat fucking weight there. That looks like it might be pushing 40 pounds. So making him pause like that, there's only so much the human muscles can take. It's gonna give out and destroy his sternum if he keeps him paused for too long. I fucking love the weights on here. Where did he find these weights? At Whole Foods or some shit? Where do you even find weights that look like these? This looks like a toy weight set that a child would have. You know, like my toddler's first bodybuilding set, my toddler's first gym, my toddler's first CrossFit trip. I don't understand this. I have to know how much that shit weighs. It can't be more than 2.5 pounds. It looks like it's made out of fucking Play-Doh.
Stop. Bro, yo, this is crazy. Okay, let me pose that. No, bro.
It's very clear every douchebag on YouTube is connected in one way or another, because when they do these challenges, they always do kind of the same thing. Every pause challenge has the pantsing in public, and a lot of other similar things. It's just like this interconnected web of assholes. You know, it's like asshole to asshole, like Requiem of a Dream style. Like they just suction cup to each other. And it's sickening. Like, at least be creative with your douchebaggery. Like, at least, you know, come up with your own ideas with it.
And I hope you like. I hope you guys like this video. Give it a big
so.
thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Yeah,
wait.
No.
Yeah, so that wraps up that exhilarating pause challenge. I thought this was just super weird that they wouldn't just do the most basic shit that they all do by having wacky sound effects and the background music and stuff, and they very clearly fake their energy and then at times don't even bother faking energy, just have it completely monotone. It's super different from most douche-tubers. Like, they're breaking ground here. They're going against the grain, and I just thought it was an interesting little video to look at. A question I've been getting asked a lot recently that I wanted to publicly talk about is, why have I been making videos insulting children's content? I'm a full-grown man. I'm not no snot-nosed multiplication table learning little bitch. I'm a full-grown fucking man who understands multiplication for the most part. I know I may have the height of a toddler who's just now hitting puberty and maybe has a bit of a calcium deficiency, but alas, I am still a hairy-dicked, hairy-assholed man. So why am I insulting children's content? It's clearly not geared towards me. Well, the reason is it's shitty content. Yeah, that goes without saying. It's not exactly brave to insult the children's content on YouTube. Saying family-friendly YouTube content is bad and shitty is like saying one-ply toilet paper is evil. Everybody already knows that. The main reason I target the douchebags that make the content geared towards children is because they aim to exploit the children. They always pretty much demand that they hit the like button or else they're not a real fan and they'll never be their friend and they're never going to have a girlfriend and no girls are ever going to show them nipples or anything. They make it seem like you're a loser if you don't hit the like button for them. And the content aims to set a very bad example to children who are very impressionable. So you have people like RiceGum, and I always use him as an example for this type of shit because he's truly the poster child for being a micro-penised douchebag who just throws his success in the face of his fans and spits on them. And you have people like him who incentivize these children to hit the like button and comment and join the family, and they make it seem like you're not gonna be successful or cool if you don't emulate that type of behavior. So you have these children that look at RiceGum and want to be like him, aspire to be like him, so they start acting like him, a huge piece of shit. So then you have a whole bunch of children growing up to try and become a piece of shit. Being an uneducated fucking loser is now the cool thing to do because you have people on the platform of YouTube showing how successful you can be by being that way. And I honestly just have no respect for this group of people at all. Every adjective you could ever use when describing a piece of gum that's stuck to the bottom of a urinal is an adjective that would also apply to this group of douchebag YouTubers that exploit children. All in all, they're just the worst possible role models. Like fucking Jake Paul made that song about fuck teachers. Fuck teachers, yeah, what a great positive message. Fuck teachers, a message delivered from Jake Paul, who can hardly even speak English, a man who offers nothing to the world and has just barely enough brain power to keep himself from drooling 24/7. Yeah, fuck teachers, what a great fucking message to send. I'm not exactly the type of guy that's always like, think of the children, we need to ban swear words because kids might hear them and burn down a church because they heard those bad words. Pornography needs to go, that's so unholy, kids might find that, think of the children. Bitch, if pornography didn't exist, the world would be in flames by now. We would have lost the ozone layer 20 years ago. Pornography saved humans. Can't ban that shit. But when talking about this platform, I do think when you have these douchebags who make content solely to exploit children for their own financial gain, that's something you really need to think about and take a look at. So why I choose that type of content to shit on so frequently is because, well, it's really just bad content that's fun to shit on, and also, I feel like it's rightfully so. It's a target that, there's no passion behind. It's a bad person who's making it, and they're doing it for malicious intent. Why wouldn't you want to make fun of that, or at least show people this type of shit and make people aware of what's going on, so that way maybe somebody who sees it and has a younger brother or a son or a daughter that maybe watches this type of shit, maybe sit them down and be like, hey, you can watch this type of shit, but just, I hope you don't end up like this, you know what I mean? Because it's bad. Nobody likes those kind of people in the world. Yeah, I guess it might be cool to children online to see that type of success and that attitude, but in the real world, nobody likes that. It's a hard news flash, and I'm sorry to splash you with that cold pee-pee water, but nobody likes those people. I'm 100% sure RiceGum doesn't act like that in the real world like he does online. because he wouldn't have any friends. He wouldn't have anybody still in his life. But kids, they don't know that. They probably think that Rice Gum is just like that in the real world. A real fucking lit savage who goes around slapping homeless people with $100 bills, laughing as he does it, and then brushing the ass crack of strippers with cocaine. They will look at that and think, okay, so that attitude has clearly got him a lot of success with this nice house and all this money. I'm gonna do that too. And then they will, and they'll wonder why they're all alone. A lot of people probably think I'm just talking out of my ass, like, oh yeah, I'm sure all the kids understand that it's just an act and they're not just being used, but I mean, they very clearly are being used. You can tell by the way the douchebags act about it, but we'll disregard that. It doesn't mean they're gonna be bad people because they look up to these bad people as role models. I can give you a very easy counterexample. The KSI vs. Logan Paul fight, all of their fans were the most destructive fans I'd seen in quite a while. They were worse than some soccer fans. There was those videos of literal riots about the KSI vs. Logan Paul fight. Both of them have content aimed at children. Both of them are douchebags, and they have been doing this for a while. So they've had an audience of children following them through their formative years. And look how they turned out, judging by their public appearance at the fight conferences, where they had actual riots and destruction of property and fucking public urination and defecation charges and shit. They're becoming bad people. And I'm not going to blame, Logan Paul and KSI solely for that. A lot of it falls onto the parents. But as you can see, there's clearly at least some type of correlation here between looking up to bad people and how you start to turn out and what kind of persona you start to take on, what kind of mask you wear. It's just bad. When you have content that's geared towards just exploiting people and acting like a douchebag for money and views and likes, you're gonna have people that try and emulate that and take on that in the real world, and that fucking sucks. Nobody likes those people. So I choose shitty, family-friendly, exploitative content to insult and shit on because it's bad content that's fun to insult. And in my eyes, if I can at least show people why the person is a douchebag, that's a big win because it makes more people aware, and maybe even the douchebag in question, they're not going to change, never mind. But yeah, it at least makes people aware that they're a big old fucking douchebag, so that's good. It's always adorable when a villain or clown from a previous season of YouTube drama pokes their curious little heads out from the shadow just to remind everyone that they're still out there and still an insufferable loser. That's what we're dealing with today. It's a YouTuber named TechLead, and a couple of years ago, CoffeeZilla threw him into the Thunderdome and smacked him down and exposed to the world that this guy is a superstar scammer. And this week, he tried to puff out his chest and spread his invisible, non-existent lats by copyright claiming and taking down a video another YouTuber made about him that hurt his feelings. Internet Anarchist made a video kind of just going over the CoffeeZilla vs. TechLead saga from a while back, and TechLead decided to copyright strike him and openly, on camera, with 4K video evidence, admit to falsely flagging him and abusing the YouTube copyright system. This delusional douchebag attempted to take a victory lap over Internet Anarchist's corpse, gloating about his abuse of the YouTube copyright system. His sensitive little feelings led to the hatred blinding his eyes like cataracts, and him not realizing that he is openly admitting to something you are not allowed to do and can get into big trouble for. As I've mentioned in the past, there is a very popular case where YouTube themselves actually stepped in when someone was notorious for false flagging other YouTubers' content, took them to church and put the fear of God in them. Like, the false flagger back then got slapped with massive fines per instance of their abuse of that copyright system. So it is something that is taken very seriously, and this dumb, insufferable asshole is openly admitting to it on camera. That's not even doing it justice. He is so proud of it, he was wearing that like a Boy Scout badge on his jacket. But I'm assuming the stupid potion that he drank must have wore off, or maybe someone in his life kicked down the front door and told him how terrible of an idea that video was, because he has deleted it as of this afternoon. So the only footage I have to show you is from the Internet Anarchist, who was kind of just cutting the most shocking bits of what he openly admits to.
I tend to copyright strike down any expose videos on me because I understand that these are not real exposés. There's no journalism involved in here at all.
Journalism is probably the boogeyman that keeps him up at night, haunting his nightmares. Because any journalist that ever looks into TechLead will find the most filthy and foul resume ever. This guy super sucks, and any journalism that's ever done on him only further exposes how much of a scumbag he is. I also just have to mention that the title of his video where he talks about this actually gave me a bit of a belly laugh like fucking Santa Claus. He had the chutzpah to call the YouTubers he's referring to in the video scam-tubers and put it in his title. Marinate in that for a moment. That's like Justin Timberlake calling someone else an alcoholic.
Welcome to the world of business where people are afraid that they're going to be doxxed. Well, if you're going to come into business and do business in this world, yes, you're going to be doxxed. You better have an identity. And so then he takes to Twitter complaining he's going to have to dox himself to the tech lead. So you're saying I have to share my personal information to tech lead or let my video be taken down? He's afraid he has to be doxxed if he wants to counter the dispute. YouTube jumps in and says, well, you can also hire an attorney if you want to represent yourself. Well, yeah, this is business, right? People have a complaint against you. You can't just be a nobody and hide behind anonymity, right?
You don't even have a real complaint. You have hurt feelings and thinning hair from the stress of being such a whiny loser. This is a ridiculous statement that just because you're in that field, you need to be doxxed. It's just, the way he talks about it, it just comes with the territory. You're out of your fucking gourd. Like, you've lost your marbles. I also can't stand the way he talks. He actually just sounds like what I imagine every Reddit mod who thinks their job is the most important thing in the world sounds like.
One of the main reasons I will actually copyright strike a video, though, is I want to know who's behind the video, right? I want to know who these people are. What if it's somebody I even know in real life? Oftentimes these haters are people who know you very well, actually. I mean, this could be a real physical threat to me.
That's called paranoia. Like, that's an actual mental disorder that you've got here. You might want to get yourself checked out for that one. You think that someone just making a video on the history of CoffeeZilla spanking your cheeks red could have been someone that you knew in real life that could lead to a physical threat against you because he made like a video essay about it. Come back to reality, tech leads. Snap out of the genjutsu that you're trapped under here. I don't know what world you're seeing. Like, that is a crazy perspective to have on it. Like, legitimately, that is unhinged. Now, I don't think he actually believes it. Like, in all honesty, I think the only reason he's putting that there is like a cover your own ass token as like a, oh, well, that sounds reasonable to like the mind of a Neanderthal, perhaps. But anyone who thinks about that for even like an iota of a second would immediately recognize that that is a ridiculous thing to actually believe, and I don't think he does. He's using that as some kind of justifiable reason for why he does that, but even he backpedals on that so quickly. Like, he gives up on that facade almost immediately.
Really, these scam tubers exist only because I allowed them to exist. And I can shut them down anytime I like because I own all of the copyrights to the images and audio that they're using.
A complete fundamental misunderstanding of how anything in the real world works. What the fuck are you yapping about? What? No. Let me go ahead and set the record straight here. They are your videos, sure. But anyone can take those videos and make their own creative pieces about them using clips from them. That has been argued in court 100 times at least, and every single time it is always ruled that that is completely okay to do, fair use, as long as they're not taking your entire video and using it, or doing nothing transformative with it, then they have the legal right to do so. They can take your video and highlight moments from it. Talk about moments from it, the same way I'm doing right here to throw tomatoes at you. What I'm doing isn't journalism. I'm just spitting on you and making fun of you for the absolute clown that you are. And I can do that, and there's not shit you can do about it legally. You're more than welcome to try. I will 100% use every single resource available to the entire legal firm that we have at our agency, Mana, which I am an owner of, to absolutely take you to court and embarrass you if you want to go that route. Though I don't think you want discovery to happen on your end, just a little hunch there, tech lead. But the point is, you're just completely wrong. Like this little supervillain monologue you're giving, like pinky to the mouth like Dr. Evil. They exist because I allow them to. Like your dumb little fucking speech has no teeth to it because it's completely fucking wrong.
I will issue these copyright strikes on these new YouTuber, scam-tuber videos. And I don't really care one way or another, I guess, but it's more of a hazing ritual for me, like a welcoming ceremony, just to let them know what they're in store for and who runs the show around here, who owns the content around here.
Oh God, Jesus, stand back. Whoa, whoa, this guy means business, holy shit. He's going insano style. Gee, wow, he's going fucking swag mode. He runs the show. He's the big dog. He's the big shot. The sheriff on the block. Watch out. Damn. Yeah, this all seems like the actions of someone who really doesn't care. Whining in a YouTube video about why you're falsely copyright striking other YouTubers, and then openly admitting that it's not even legitimate, it's a hazing ritual for you, a welcoming ceremony. That's the lamest shit I've ever heard. I have no doubt that you got wedgies growing up, and now this is your way of taking some of that power back. That's what I feel with this shit.
So this is my welcoming ceremony. What happens next in these copyright strike cases is typically we go into court proceedings where I have 30 days to file a legal action, which typically I'm not going to waste anybody's time doing. This is really just my welcoming ceremony, hazing ceremony for people, and so the video will probably be back up after a while. Now, regarding these copyright claims, the truth is, I don't really care. If I wanted to, I could go find all of these expose videos about me and copyright strike each and every one of them and take them down and take them to court if I really cared, if I wanted to.
You could absolutely try and do that. Just like I could try and do a backflip right now and probably break my fucking neck. But you can definitely try it and you would 100% fail. Just like me if I tried to do a backflip. You are openly admitting here, this right here would be evidence if you tried this. Because you are openly admitting that it's just a hazing ritual, welcoming ceremony, and not real. They're fraudulent strikes that you're issuing, blatantly abusing the copyright system. So, if you did actually take these to court, like the big shot you are, you would probably incur huge fines as a result of it, just like the last guy that YouTube beat down financially for this exact thing that you're talking about here. How dumb can you possibly be? He is with his whole chest talking about how he's abusing the YouTube copyright system here. And that is something that YouTube does take very seriously. So I'm very curious to see what they're going to do about this going forward. He has deleted his confession video already, and now Internet Anarchist video has been reinstated as well. At the very least, it seems YouTube is aware of this situation, so it's just a matter of what are they going to do about it going forward. But yeah, I had to talk about this a little bit. Ooh, what's going on, lit fam? How's your cum coming? You coming good? Let's keep on coming and blow some more loads in our pants as we get rock hard looking at our favorite YouTube prank celebrity power couple, Nate Garner and the Garner Gang, baby. They're doing the fucking pause challenge, so I hope you've got a condom on, and I hope you've got a butt plug firmly in your asshole. Take it away, Nate.
Pause! Oh, getting this started early.
Chills all over my butt. Pause.
Oh God, what are you doing?
Oh! Yes, the Garner Gang, baby! God, fucking love the pause challenge. For those of you who aren't 9 years old and don't get off to the softcore porn on YouTube, the pause challenge is the wild and wacky new challenge the YouTubers are doing where you pause your significant other doing something wild and wacky, and then you fuck them. You bend them over, and you raw dog their fucking butthole on camera for the children, baby. Let's get back in there, Nate.
I'm pregnant.
What?
Pause. Play.
How are you pregnant, bro?
You smashed me too hard.
Well, yeah, of fucking course, it's Nate Garner. He only knows hard smashing, hard clobbering, the fattest mashing of pissers. Of course he fucking smashed the baby up into her vagina. Nate Garner is so goddamn good looking, he could eat out an 84-year-old grandmother and make her pregnant just through the fucking cunnilingus. God damn it. You think he wasn't gonna smash the fuck out of you? You gotta be fucking dumb.
Yes, you guys, you already know what we're doing today. We're doing an epic
Pause challenge today, baby. We're gonna do the pause challenge. So we're gonna pause, play.
Oh, hey, pause! Stop messing with my intro, baby! If you guys are new here, wait, I forgot to say it, dude. Go! Oh my God!
These two were like literally born to be YouTubers, like some Powerpuff Girls shit. Professor Utonium mixed sugar, spice, and supreme clothing to create the perfect douchebag YouTube shitty content creators, and then bang, he accidentally had twins and now they're pretending to date. It's fucking incredible. They were literally born in test tubes to be YouTube douchebags. They're perfect for each other. The fucking girl, pause, play. Like, it's unreal. It's some of the shittiest, most generic douchebag content I've ever seen, but god damn it if it doesn't make my dick hard as a fucking diamond, an adamantium dick it gives me. Let's get back in there.
You gotta do it with me. Play!
Morning!
Garner gang! Welcome back to another video. If you guys are new here, don't forget to smash the subscribe button.
Oh yeah, I'll smash that subscribe button. You bet your sweet fucking ass I will. You should also go smash the follow and subscribe button at twitch.tv/moistcritical. I don't usually wear a snapback and I don't often jerk off to YouTube douchebags, but when I do it live. You might catch me jerking off.
Yeah, I'll just make it look like you Oh, that's so super pause and mute.
Did you catch that textbook pussy slap from Nate there? Just, oh, might as well make it look like you peed. Start fucking tickling her clitoris and flicking her bean and shit.
No, don't do it to me, please.
You're doing it? This is what you get. This is what you get.
Oh, that's so weird. Oh, that's so weird. Hey,
That is why I'm subscribed right there, Nate. Yes, now I have to change my fucking pants like I always do watching you and Carissa get into your prank wars. This is shitty. I fucking hate YouTube content like this, man. But this is how you speedrun YouTube right now. So take notes from the Garner gang. The dude's channel's blowing up. This is literally just the most generic shitty content there is. But it's exactly what YouTube promotes and exactly what younger audiences want to see. So hey, you do you, man. Keep pulling your girlfriend's pants down in public and whatever other shit and slapping her vagina on camera and whatnot. Hey asshole, I've got two important questions for you. How far would you go for a sponsorship? And how far would you go for YouTube views? Would you crash a plane? Would you commit a felony? Huh? If your answer to that question is no, then you're a pussy and a coward. Take it from my man Trevor, who recently possibly crashed his plane on purpose for the sake of a viral YouTube video, which was also a sponsorship deal. It's a pretty wild story and one that I've been following actively since the day it was posted, which was about 13 days ago now. So just to break it down, I'll go ahead and play some footage quickly. An extreme YouTuber named Trevor, who's known for doing extreme shit like piloting, parachuting, skateboarding. I swear to God, this dude will finger blast your girlfriend while hitting a kickflip. He recently posted a video called I Crashed My Plane, and in the video he takes his friend's ashes and says he's going to spread them over his favorite mountains, but while on the flight, something goes awry. The engine stalls and he immediately abandons ship and just bails out of the plane. It honestly looks like in a video game when you press the wrong button when piloting, you just like accidentally jump out. And then he makes sure to get his GoPro and selfie stick ready so he gets some awesome footage of him skydiving basically from the plane that is inevitably going to crash. And while watching this, it seems like a scene right out of the Power Rangers movie from the early 2000s with Ivan Ooze, where the Rangers skydive, but they're hitting like all these gnarly tricks on a surfboard. That's the exact same vibe I got from this part. And then he parachutes, he lands, and then he hikes up to the crashed plane to observe the wreckage. And you can see it's completely totaled, it crashed into the side of the mountain, and then he's just kind of talking about it and then hikes back to civilization. Now, I watched this on stream last night. That's twitch.tv/moistcritical. I stream every day. Come stop by. It's the only stream guaranteed to get you laid. I'll put a link in the description. And while watching it with chat, we were just kind of going over everything, and then I watched a video that kind of talks about all of the things that are wrong with it. I'm no pilot. I'm really fucking dumb when it comes to aircrafts and everything, but there's a lot wrong with the video that the actual pilots have pointed out, and a couple of them that I'd like to just mention right away is almost no pilot flies with a parachute. That is very alarming for most pilots to see, apparently. And even he himself never flies with a parachute. In all of his other videos, he's never wearing one while piloting. He also doesn't really try to do anything to solve the problem when it stalls. It also stalls at a very convenient cruising altitude. And instead of trying to actually fix the problem, he just immediately bails out. And as another YouTuber pointed out, it's very suspicious that while something has gone wrong with the engine, we never see inside of the cockpit. All the cameras, like there's 12 cameras on this fucking thing. It's like a goddamn complete 360 video basically of all the camera coverage, but not a single time while the engine is apparently malfunctioning do we see anything in the cockpit. We only get the outside exterior shots of him about to jump out. So that was another very suspicious thing. A couple other pilots pointed out weird things that they noticed in the cockpit itself before everything goes wrong, and just so many things that make this video very suspicious. Seeing the YouTuber crash the plane for views? Yeah! I actually saw that the day he posted it. Someone sent me it in an email. Yeah, his name's Trevor Jacobs, the guy who crashed this plane. He still got it up, too. Oh, he turned off comments. You coward. Oh, you blew it, Trevor. You blew it. Yeah, so this dude... I mean, I'll let it play. Thanks for some bees. So, to break it down, well, you know, let me just let it play and then we can go over it. I watched this the day it was posted, though. I was on the forefront of this drama. Why, though? There's a couple theories. Most people think he did it just for the sponsorship, since it's a Ridge Wallet sponsorship. So he wanted it to have good views, so that way he'd get other sponsorships from them. Like, oh, look at how well this video performed for us. That's like the leading theory. But then the other theories is just wanting the attention. That insatiable appetite for some updates.
What's happening? How's it going? My name's Trevor Jacob. Super grateful he'll be joining us.
Says in the video the engine fails. Okay, so I can already see people coming in here like, no, Charlie, this is completely legitimate. So let's go over a couple of things, and I'll play the corresponding clips. So it's around right here, where the engine stalls. Everything's gone wrong. Catastrophes happened. Every pilot's worst nightmare, next to like getting hit by an anti-air missile. And his first instinct is to jump out of the plane. He doesn't try and fix anything. He literally just leaps immediately. Which is quite literally, from what I understand, the last thing anyone should ever do as a pilot. There's a whole checklist of things they do before even considering this. And also, no pilots fly with a parachute normally. And neither does this guy. He only flew with a parachute in this video and this video alone. All the other videos with him piloting a plane, he is not wearing a parachute. I love the way he exits the plane, though. And luckily it stalled at a nice cruising altitude. Dropping tilted towers. Yeah. Another thing a lot of people pointed out is while he's falling, you can see a ton of places that he could have potentially landed this plane. I'm not a pilot, so the reason I never even bothered talking about it is because I don't know fuck all about it. There were people a lot smarter than me that really dissected this and pointed out all of the bullshit. And this is a felony, crashing a plane on purpose. This is a really big deal. So obviously it generated a lot of waves in the actual community of pilots. So again, he never wore a parachute when piloting any of the other planes that he has flown in, yet he claims that he always wears one, which is just a blatant lie.
That's why I always freaking fly with a parachute.
Which he doesn't. Yep. So this was obviously a big deal. I saw it when it happened. But there are so many things wrong with this. There's almost no realm where this is legitimate. Unless, of course, he quite honestly is the worst pilot to ever live, I suppose.
So Trevor's airplane that you normally see him flying in,
with no parachute,
red and white experimental airplane with the tail number, you can tell like it's very obvious that it's a different plane.
Guy jumped out of his airplane like he reached the map limit.
You can clearly see the registration. We've got Santa Barbara and Santa Ynez.
Man, he's so lucky it didn't just miss the mountains and crash into a town. Like, holy fuck.
And then it does seem like the numbers have been painted over or obscured in some way, though, because you can never get a clear.
Why would that help his case, though?
See what the numbers actually say.
If you can't see the numbers, why is that helpful to him? Because they can't track the flight.
Where's your paraglider?
But how does that help them if they can't track the flight? Can't they just watch this and pretty much plot the flight like this YouTuber did? I don't see how it's not. I don't see that how it helps them though. For no room for speculate. Okay. I mean, I guess, yeah. I suppose. It just feels stupid, because if he's going to film this whole thing, he should obviously know that they can find his course. He shows him leaving the airport, and, like, that's probably... If 4chan can find Shia LaBeouf's flag in the middle of fucking nowhere by airplane routes and constellations, I'm sure the FAA could probably figure out where this dumb asshole was going, and what mountains he crashed into, considering there was only 2 possible locations nearby.
So if we take a look at the
oh my god,
flight,
what am I looking at?
We have right here,
fuck?
He said that his destination.
Oh my god, Jesus, fuck.
Up here. So this is where he started. This is there.
We're in the mainframe.
I felt like he needed to say something. A lot of other people have questions too.
That's another thing I noticed. The actual pilot community is for some reason like the most respectful and nicest community of all time that I've ever seen on the internet. Like in the comments before you disabled them, all the pilots that knew this was bullshit, they were like, Well, there's a lot of inconsistencies with what I'm seeing here. I'd like to trust you, and I think against my better judgment I will, but here's everything that's clearly wrong about everything here. And even this guy's video, which is basically an exposed video, amounts to him just saying, like, yeah, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It's probably just, about a lot of weird things happening. Yeah, plain people just seem super nice. And this exposed video is so big brain, I couldn't even understand half of the things he used to debunk the bullshit. For me, I knew it was garbage when someone sent it to me, and the first thing the dude did was just bail out of the plane like it was fucking GTA. He tried no troubleshooting at all from a cruising altitude where he had plenty of time to at least try and like restart the engine or like glide it to a landing nearby or anything. He's just like, yep, I'm fucking out. Peace. And then he has also one of the worst actors I've seen in a minute when he's like hiking through the place. He's like, oh my gosh. The freaking universe just saved me. The freaking universe is so good. This is why I always freaking parachute. I wonder if he's actually going to say anything about this at any point. I would imagine probably not. But he's kept the video up. So I wonder what's going to come from it. Again, it's a serious crime. Like a very serious crime. Low-key terrorist attack. I mean, it is, not super wrong. He just bails out of a plane and lets it crash. It could have crashed anywhere. He had no control over where that thing was going to crash, nor who was in the area nearby. And as we just saw in the last video, there's like a whole town that's not far from these mountains. And by not far, I mean they're literally right next to these mountains. Now, I didn't mention this on stream, but it's something I thought of right after ending stream. If this video didn't have the plane crash, then what was the purpose of the video? It's basically just a video of a guy flying his plane and then landing it. I guess the draw of the video could have been spreading his friend's ashes, but that's a very personal thing and not exactly like a viral piece of content. And Trevor's channel is full of nothing but extreme moments. Like all of his piloting ones have like scary stories or taking people up that are very afraid, and it's all very like exciting stuff. Whereas if this video didn't have the plane crash, it's literally just him flying and then landing. And this has a sponsor on it. Sponsors typically want to be on a piece of content they're confident would perform well. A video where Trevor just flies and lands isn't exactly going to be something that really fucking pops off in the algorithm or anything like that. But a plane crash, well, that has the potential to really get wacky, and especially for a sponsorship, it'd be something they'd be confident in doing well. And I'm sure Trevor would have come up with a plan to make the content more exciting, considering all of his other content is, like, over the top. Whereas this one would have just been flying and landing. So it just seems really out of character, and there could be merit to that argument where, because it was a sponsorship, Trevor felt like he needed to do something bigger, so he came up with this plan of crashing the plane. Again, all of this could be completely genuine. Maybe all of this is real, the plane really malfunctioned, there was no saving it, so he bailed out. But with everything pointed out by the actual pilots in the community, as well as everything they were able to uncover, it seems unlikely. It seems more like this was a stunt to generate views and interest in his channel and content. The goofball finally admitted it and is facing real repercussions for his reckless, ridiculous, stupid stunt of crashing his plane for YouTube views. I'm about to blow a kazoo right now to celebrate. It feels so great. Now, a year ago I made a video talking about a situation with a YouTuber named Trevor Jacobs, who made a video, a sponsored video by the way, where he took off in his plane wearing a parachute, which is unusual for a pilot to just have a parachute strapped on him, as I understand it. And while flying the plane, he's like, oh, jeepers, Jiminy Christmas, something's gone wrong. We've lost the engine. And he has like 9 different GoPros set up, and then he just bails out of the plane like he had just accidentally pressed triangle in GTA. He just ejects from the plane and parachutes out with his selfie stick, of course, making sure to get all of the right angles. And then the plane just unpiloted free flies around and then eventually crashes into a mountain. Now, the reason I put an emphasis on the sponsored part of this video is because that played a role in his motivation to crash this plane for views. He said it was part of the sponsorship deal, so I imagine he wanted that shit to bang. So in his deranged little mind, he cooked up this unhinged idea of crashing his plane on purpose and parachuting out. Now, it's extremely dangerous, obviously, because he had no control over where that plane was going to crash. You know, it's not like he's the weather master. He wasn't on the ground doing some kind of fucking sacred wind dance or air bending to make sure the plane crashed into a mountain with nobody around. And even then, there could have been a hiker on the mountain or anything like that. But also, there's a town nearby where it crashed, so what very well could have happened is the plane could have just kept going, gliding, and then eventually being like a fucking terrorist attack on that town with the plane crashing through a business or a house or something. Just from top to bottom, the absolute dumbest fucking idea a pilot could ever have. And everyone immediately knew that something was fishy here. Everyone immediately pinned exactly what happened, that this was a planned viral stunt. Because in the video, you know, when shit's hitting the fan, he's like, zoinks! It's all going awry. He made no attempt to fix anything, correct anything. His first instinct was to jump out of the plane with a selfie stick filming him and the plane behind him, and then parachuting to the ground. And also, everyone immediately called out how fucking weird it was that he was flying with a parachute strapped to him already to begin with. That's not normal. That's not something most pilots do. So all of the red flags were immediately being tripped. Everyone was sounding the alarm that this was a planned ejection and viral stunt to crash the plane for the sponsor deal. And now the Johnny Sins of pilots is fully admitting it. He's just taken all the egg on his face. He is squealing. He's currently pleading guilty to the obstruction of a federal investigation by cleaning up the site of the crash. This is in reference to Jacob going out of his way to make sure that he gets the wreckage and destroyed it himself, which you obviously can't fucking do, especially with a high-profile maneuver like this, fucking crashing a plane. So it just goes over the situation here. So he's in a plea agreement, and he said that he filmed the video as part of a product sponsorship deal, and he's looking at a potential 20 years in the slammer for it, which it sounds about par for the course. Honestly, it's just lucky no one fucking died doing this. Again, he had no control over where that plane was going to crash. This could have been an unbelievable disaster, even more so than it already was. So he agreed to the plea deal and one felony count of destruction and concealment with intent to obstruct a federal investigation. He reported the crash to the National Transportation Safety Board, who said he was responsible for preserving the wreckage. According to the plea agreement, Mr. Jacob later claimed he did not know the location of the site, but he did and returned by helicopter and secured and removed the wreckage, which he later destroyed. So he's expected to make his initial court appearance in the coming weeks, and his pilot's license was revoked last year. All this for a drop of YouTube attention, potentially 20 years in prison, because you're a starved little clout goblin who needed your fix. You needed your belly full. This has to be one of the most degenerate, terminally online ideas I've ever seen cooked up by somebody, to not only reach a position in your life where you're like, I'm gonna crash my expensive plane for views on my YouTube channel, but then to go through with it and then try and cover up all the evidence. I don't know how anywhere along the way he didn't stop and think, wow, this is gonna fuck me. Because I can't even imagine a world where he would have got away with this. There was no set of circumstances where he would have somehow gotten through all of this without a problem. Everyone knew immediately that this was a planned ejection from the start. Nothing about it looked authentic or genuine. It was all so fucking cringe. Because even when he lands, after the parachuting, because he ejects from the plane, like, immediately. Like, the second he sees, like, a fly hits the windshield, he's like, oh shit, I'm out. And then he just dives out there. And then the rest of the video is spent with him hiking and giving, like, motivational and inspirational speeches like, man, this is all part of God's plan. The Lord put that parachute on my back today. I woke up and while brushing my teeth, I had a feeling, a tingle in my tummy that told me, wear a parachute today, Trevor. And I listened to that little tingler in my stomach and it saved my life. Sometimes you just get a premonition, you gotta follow through with it, everyone. Sometimes there's a divine plan for you, and that plan for me today was to wear this parachute to save myself from a catastrophic accident. God damn it. Golly gee. And then he hikes over to the wreckage, and then he's like, oh, God, look at this. This is terrible. I can't believe this happened. Why? Where did it all go wrong? It's a horrible video. He's a horrible actor. The whole plan was beyond ridiculous. It's just crazy. It's craziness. Jacob also admitted in his plea agreement that he intended to make money through the video. Fucking obviously, that was clearly the main motivator here, that internet clout and ad revenue from the video. He also admitted to lying to federal investigators after submitting an aircraft accident incident report and falsely claimed the plane fully lost power roughly half an hour after takeoff, the news release said. Also, it's pretty clear to everyone watching the video, the plane doesn't exactly just lose power out of nowhere. Everything that happens in the plane in the video actually just seems like a Disney ride. Like, it is just very fucking silly. It seems like that kind of shit that you have is like the pre-ride entertainment when you're waiting in line at Disney. It's embarrassing. And it's so poorly acted that it immediately tipped off people as stupid as me who have no clue about aircraft or anything aviation related. And I was like, yeah, this had to be fake. All of it was so clearly a stunt, a viral play for that ad revenue and that sponsorship bucks. Jacob also lied to a Federal Aviation Administration safety inspector when he said the airplane's engine had quit, and because he could not identify any safe landing options, he had to parachute out of the plane. And again, if you watch the video, he doesn't look for any safe landing options. He doesn't look anywhere except for where his selfie stick was. The closest thing that even comes to a panic is him trying to locate his selfie stick so he can make sure to get good footage. Everything else, he didn't even bother going through. There was no lists of checks that he was making to try and get the engine back online or trying to glide it to safety, looking for a safe landing spot. The dude actually just boot scooting boogies right out of the plane, letting it crash behind him. Well, not behind him, because it still like flew on its own for a little while before crashing into the side of a mountain. But yeah, overall, it is so nice to see him just fully admitting all of this. I mean, we all knew it was fake from the beginning. This isn't like a surprise to anybody. But it's nice to finally just get it from his mouth, and 20 years in prison for it sounds about par for the course. This could have ended a lot worse. Again, there was a town nearby. This could have just killed random people, all for this man's YouTube views. It's so ridiculous. So, just wanted to give a little update to this because when I was streaming today, watching the Moist Esports Rocket League squad absolutely pop off, chat made me aware that Trevor Jacob was finally facing the repercussions and just openly admitting all of it. So right after the games today, I went, checked everything with a big smile on my face, and I figured it was worth updating all of you who may have been, aware of the story but not following it that closely like I was. So, looking like the happy ending here. On the surface, Fortnite might seem like an innocent game for children to play and enjoy, and adult douchebag YouTubers to peddle their creator code to exploit children's parents' credit cards. But what if I told you it's actually much darker than that? What if Fortnite was actually haunted? The YouTube community has really put an interesting spin on Fortnite, and I've looked at a lot of their content. There's a lot of top 5 scariest Fortnite moments, scary Fortnite stories and myths, and now I think Fortnite should be up there with the greats like the Conjuring universe, The Shining. The Fortnite kind of blows them all out of the fucking water thanks to YouTubers. Let's just go ahead and dive in here with some of the scariest Fortnite moments.
Number clips. It doesn't seem like anything is going on at first. There's just a default skin in Retail Row scoping in on random buildings with a heavy jump scaring him, and I'm sure a lot of the viewers as well.
No doubt you soiled your diaper after that one. I'm not gonna lie to you, that shit almost made me shit my pants as well. That would terrify even the most seasoned of war veterans. That is just genuinely unnerving, and that's not even in the top 3 on this top 5 terrifying Fortnite moments compilation. Let's see what comes next. I can't even imagine.
But not completely sure, so feel free to correct me if I'm wrong.
Whew, good luck sleeping tonight after seeing that. That shit's gonna give me wet nightmares for at least a week. One thing I really like about SkyDiverge's channel here is he'll spend upwards of 2 minutes describing what the clip he's about to show has in a scene-by-scene breakdown, adding nothing to it, just very matter-of-fact, blankly and boringly telling you what you're about to see. And he does it all while sounding like the Burger King foot lettuce guy if he was fucked by Leafy is here, because all he does is surf around in these Fortnite maps doing scary Fortnite compilations. It's awful. And he's very blatantly just padding for time by describing the clip he's gonna show you, and he has the audacity, the fucking shamelessness to put a paid promotion in the middle of every video where he promotes a Fortnite scam website.
Into the next clip, I want to tell you guys about a very cheap iconic bundle service which is very safe and verified to be legit by a lot of pro players. This site is ran by Dan Mods and many pro players have used this service.
And as you'd expect, he also has his own Fortnite creator code that he's constantly begging people to use, just fisting their ass with that every fucking 10 seconds. But let me just say, the clips are terrifying, no doubt, but most of the scariness of the Fortnite horror community content doesn't come from the clips themselves. It comes from the shamelessness and how low the creators will sink to just squeeze every last dime from the children that watch them. Well, it's not their money, their parents' money. It's absolutely nuts how greedy the community is. It's just so predatory. Now, I got a little sidetracked. Let's go back to getting super duper scared. Go ahead and grab a tit to suckle on. Get your mommy in here because it's about to get real fucking scary. We're gonna need some comfort food.
Going to be able to tell. He gets really freaked out and eventually just ends his stream because he's so scared.
Or I'm new here, you haven't already dropped a sub, I would greatly appreciate that. Okay, I need to not fall asleep. Oh! I am sorry, this is a lot shorter than I thought it was gonna be. I don't know, go raid Skilled Apple, go, I'm going home.
Yeah, this isn't even a Fortnite clip. I don't know why this is here, Sky. I understand the clip is shit your pants scary, no doubt about that, but your title is about Fortnite scary shit, not just scary shit in general. That's actually illegal, Sky. You could be sent to jail for that, thrown in the slammer for saying something's Fortnite when it's not Fortnite. Like, what else are you gonna do? You're gonna put like a fucking beheading video in your next Fortnite scary moments? And you can't do that, you know, because the beheading isn't a Fortnite related moment. It's disgusting, and I don't like what you've done here by lying to me like this, Sky.
Special video. In this video, he was messing around trying to do a backflip off some plastic chair, which isn't a very smart idea because those type of chairs are cheap and unstable. While he hopped right on the chair to do a back.
Give it a go. Alright. So hang on.
Yo, bro, you good? You good, dude? Are you good? Yo, hold up. Are you good, dude?
Dude.
You need help?
I understand that was disturbing to watch. It was very hard to look at, but I am happy to say he not only survived this traumatic experience, he has made a full recovery. Indeed, a very scary Fortnite stunt gone horribly wrong, but it luckily had a happy ending. I don't want to see any more of these crazy stunts. I can't even imagine what the other 4 people in this compilation did to get on this list. They must have fucking kickflipped over a shark while lighting themselves on fire to top something like what we just saw there. It's a fucking dangerously scary stunt. But what I do want to transition to is some horror stories from the Fortnite battlefield. This one is about a haunted creator code.
I received an email 3 weeks ago. Its subject line was only ... Use this creator code on your next purchase. If you do, you'll make a friend. If you don't, you'll make an enemy, and the consequences will be more than you can handle. Use creator code Beelzebub.
Don't worry, I'm gonna stop the video right there. I don't want anyone getting too scared, but now you know Fortnite's not as innocent as you thought it was. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Stephen King started working on some Fortnite horror. I just really wanted to showcase the talent in the scary Fortnite community. No one does it better. No one's better at picking Twitch clips from other streamers and putting them into their own video and making money off their content by calling it scary and top 5 in the title than these Fortnite YouTubers. They're extremely hardworking. They're extremely deserving of all of the money they're making off of other people's Twitch clips. It's incredible work, and it's goddamn inspiring, and I hope you guys keep it up. Excellent work, scary Fortnite community, and really just Fortnite YouTubers in general.